Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into one of the biggest nights in gaming, the Game Awards 2024. Every year, this celebration brings together the most creative, innovative, and technically excellent games from around the globe. And this year's nominations? Oh, they're sparking conversation like never before. It's been a challenging year for the gaming industry, with fewer big-name releases and no clear-cut favorite for Game of the Year. But somehow, that's made the nominations even more exciting. The lineup is packed with surprises, bold choices, and a wide variety of incredible titles. Whether you're a casual gamer or a die-hard fan, there's a lot to unpack, so let's jump right into the highlights of this year's nominations. First up, let's talk about the buzz. Right after the nominations were announced, something fascinating happened. Reviews for the nominated games started to skyrocket in popularity. Take Balatro, for example, a quirky indie card game that snagged a Game of the Year nomination. Its review got more views in one day than it did during its entire first week back in February. And it wasn't alone. Other nominees like Metaphor, Refantasio, the delightful Astrobot, and the breathtaking indie contender Neva all experienced similar spikes. It's as if the gaming world collectively realized, wait, what are these games? I need to learn more. This surge of interest highlights one of the most exciting aspects of this year's lineup: discovery. The nominations have sparked curiosity, drawing attention to titles that might have flown under the radar otherwise. In a year where there's no dominant blockbuster, it's refreshing to see gamers digging deeper into what the industry has to offer. Now, let's break down the Game of the Year nominees. This year's list is nothing short of remarkable. 1. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the lone sequel from a major franchise, delivering the next chapter in a beloved saga. 2. Astrobot, a vibrant, all-ages platformer that's pure joy in gaming form. 3. Metaphor, Refantasio, an ambitious RPG from a studio known for niche, yet deeply creative, storytelling. 4. Balatro, an indie card game made by a solo developer, proving that small projects can pack a massive punch. 5. Black Myth, Wukong, the first ever Chinese game to receive a GOTY nomination, showcasing stunning visuals and rich mythology. 6. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, a controversial pick as an expansion pack, but undeniably a showcase of From Software's creative brilliance. This lineup is a breath of fresh air. Instead of being dominated by sequels or massive franchises, it's a mix of originality, cultural diversity, and pure artistry. Even the controversy surrounding Shadow of the Erdtree only adds to the conversation, highlighting the evolving nature of what makes a game worthy of recognition. Now, let's talk about trends. For years, action-adventure has been the dominant genre at the Game Awards, often sweeping the Game of the Year and Best Action-Adventure categories. But this year, the spotlight has shifted. RPGs are leading the charge, with 3 heavy hitters: Metaphor, Refantasio, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Black Myth, Wukong, claiming spots in the GOTY lineup. Meanwhile, the RPG category itself is so stacked that even a massive title like Dragon Age, the Veilguard couldn't squeeze in. And where does this leave action-adventure? Surprisingly, it's taken a backseat. Only one GOTY nominee, Astrobot, is shared with the Best Action-Adventure category. Instead, games like Star Wars Outlaws made the cut despite underwhelming reviews. It's a big moment for RPG fans, and it signals a shift in what players and voters are valuing most. Indie games are having a moment, but there's still work to be done. Balatro breaking into the Game of the Year and Game Direction categories is huge. It's proof that indie titles can stand toe-to-toe with AAA blockbusters. But beyond that, the indie recognition feels siloed. The usual categories like Best Debut Indie and Games for Impact are packed with incredible titles, but across the broader ballot, indie representation is limited. Sure, we saw Neva in Art Direction and the plucky Squire in Family Game, but standout games like Arco, Tactical Breach Wizards, and Satisfactory were overlooked. For an industry producing so many innovative indie games, there's still room for improvement in celebrating them across all genres and craft categories. Let's turn our attention to the big players. Once again, Sony Interactive Entertainment leads the pack with 15 nominations, driven by standout titles like Astro Bot and Helldivers 2. What's surprising is that even Sony seemed to underestimate these games during their release. But Microsoft isn't far behind, earning 12 nominations across Xbox Game Studios, Activision, and Blizzard. This year was quiet for Bethesda, but 2025 is shaping up to be massive for Microsoft with titles like Fable, Avowed, and Doom: The Dark Ages. Meanwhile, Sony's 2025 lineup boasts Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei. The rivalry between these two titans is heating up, and gamers everywhere will be watching closely. Let's talk about Japan. Japanese studios are thriving, with companies like Square Enix, Sega, and Bandai Namco delivering some of the year's most celebrated games. Meanwhile, Nintendo had a quieter year with just 6 nominations, a reflection of the delayed Switch 2. But the big controversy? Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree. As an expansion pack, its inclusion in the GOTY lineup sparked debates about what qualifies as a standalone work of excellence. Despite the backlash, the Game Awards' focus on creative and technical excellence allows for such inclusions, showing the flexibility of the medium. Love it or hate it, the conversation around Shadow of the Erdtree reflects the evolving nature of gaming. The Game Awards 2024 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting events in years. From the rise of RPGs to the breakthroughs in indie gaming, this year's nominations tell a story of resilience, creativity, and change in the gaming world. But we're not done yet. In the coming weeks, we'll be launching an in-depth review series covering some of the year's most talked about games. From the imaginative world of Balatro to the mythological grandeur of Black Myth, Wukong, and the intricate storytelling of Metaphor, Refantasio, we'll explore what makes these games truly special. So, make sure to check full reviews playlist link in description below, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Let us know in the comments, what are your picks for Game of the Year? Are you Team Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or are you rooting for an indie underdog like Balatro? Thanks for tuning in, and as always, game on. Hey everyone, today, we're diving into one of the biggest nights in gaming, the Game Awards 2024. Every year, this celebration brings together the most creative, innovative, and technically excellent games from